The Book of Giant Stories by David L. Harrison, illustrated by Felipe Fix. Book 1, The Little Boy's Secret. One day, a little boy left school early because he had a secret to tell his mother. He was in a hurry to get home, so he took a shortcut through some woods where 3 terrible giants lived. He hadn't gone far before he met one of them standing in the path. When the giant saw the little boy, he put his hands on his hips and roared. "What are you doing here, boy? Don't you know whose woods these are?" "I'm on my way home," answered the little boy. "I have a secret to tell my mother." That made the giant furious. "Secret?" he bellowed. "What secret?" "I can't tell you," said the little boy, "or it wouldn't be a secret anymore." "Then I'm taking you to our castle," said the giant. Stooping down, he picked up the little boy and plopped him into his shirt pocket. Before long, the first giant met a second giant, who was twice as big, 3 times as ugly, and 4 times as mean. "What's that in your pocket?" he asked the first giant. "A boy," he answered. "Says he has a secret he won't tell us." When the second giant heard that, he laughed a wicked laugh. "Won't tell us, eh?" he chuckled. "Well, we'll just see about that. To the castle with him." The giants thumped on down the path. In a short time, they came to a huge stone castle beside a muddy river. At the door, they met the third giant, who was 5 times bigger, 6 times uglier, and 7 times meaner than the second giant. "What's that in your pocket?" he asked the first giant. "A boy," he answered. "A boy," chuckled the third giant. He brought his huge eye close to the pocket and peered in. "Says he has a secret he won't tell us," said the first giant. When the third giant heard that, he laughed a terrible laugh. "Won't tell us, eh?" he asked. "Well, we'll just see about that. On the table with him." The first giant took the little boy from his pocket and set him on the kitchen table. Then all 3 giants clustered around and peered down at him. The little boy looked at the first giant. He looked at the second giant. He looked at the third giant. They were truly enormous and quite mean-looking. "Well," said the first giant. "We're waiting," said the second giant. "I'll count to 3, said the third giant. 1, 2. The little boy sighed a big sigh. "Oh, all right," said the little boy. "I suppose I can tell you. But if I do, you must promise to let me go." "We promise," answered the giants. But they all winked sly winks at one another and crossed their fingers behind their backs, because they didn't really mean to let him go at all. The little boy turned to the first giant. "Bend down," he said. When the giant leaned down, the little boy whispered into his ear. When the giant heard the secret, he leaped up from the table. His knees shook, his tongue hung out. "Oh no," he shouted, "that's terrible." And he dashed from the castle, ran deep into the woods, and climbed to the top of a tall tree. He didn't come down for 3 days. The second giant scowled at the little boy. "What's wrong with him?" he asked. Never mind, said the little boy, just bend down. When the giant leaned down, the little boy stood on tiptoe and whispered into his ear. When the giant heard the secret, he leaped up so fast that he knocked his chair over. His eyes rolled, his ears twitched. How awful, he roared. And he raced from the castle, ran over a hill, and crawled into the deepest, darkest cave he could find. The third giant scowled fiercely at the little boy. What's wrong with them? He asked. Never mind, said the little boy, just bend down. When the giant leaned down, the little boy climbed onto a teacup and whispered into his ear. When that giant heard the secret, he jumped up so fast that he ripped the seat of his trousers. His teeth chattered, his hair stood up. Help, he cried, help! And he dashed from the castle and dived headfirst into the muddy river. The castle door had been left open, and since the giants had promised the little boy that he could go, he walked on home. He told his mother his secret, but she didn't yell and run away. She put him to bed and fed him supper. The next morning, when the little boy woke up, he was covered from head to toe with bright red spots. Now I can tell everybody what my secret was, he said with a smile. My secret was, I'm getting the measles. The end.